guys.
Goodbye, guys.
Raymond James Stadium in Tampa, Florida, home of Thursday night football tonight as we kick off Week 5 between the New England Patriots and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And there he is, Jameis Winston entering the building. A big win Sunday over the Giants. A big game for Jameis Winston as his Buccaneers are 2-1, taking on this man and the Patriots. Tom Brady in his 18th season, leading the league in almost every offensive category, but his Patriots are 2-2. Can they right the ship here in Tampa?
Week 5 begins with the Super Bowl champs searching for answers on defense. Will the Pats fix their problems, or are they beyond repair? Meanwhile, 4 days after an emotional Week 4 win, is Tampa Bay set to take control of the NFC South? Plus, our resident wide receiver experts reveal how this veteran speedster can kick into high gear. Next on TNF Gameday, presented by KFC.
Let's go! The wait is over.
Welcome to TNF Gameday, presented by KFC.
Thursday night football in a hot and sticky Tampa, Florida. Here we are outside of Raymond James Stadium. 77 degrees expected at kickoff, and we are hoping that the rain holds off. Welcome inside the NFL Media Cruiser. I'm Amber Theo Harris, quarterbacking one heck of an offensive attack tonight as I have my two Hall of Famers, Marshall Faulk, along with Michael Irvin and Steve Smith Sr. Welcome to Thursday night, your first appearance.
Thank you. Need some light-skinned brothers on set.
Oh. Is your seat all the way up?
Nope. It's not.
Get it up a little bit more, man.
How about this?
There we go.
Does that make you feel better?
The rest of the show. Yeah, stay like that.
All right, well, the Patriots are coming in here hoping to right the ship against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and the Patriots season has not gotten off to the start that anyone in New England had hoped for, but it is safe to say the coaches, the players, and the fans, they all have very differing opinions of what is now a 2-2 start for the defending Super Bowl champs.
Carolina has come into Foxborough and will go away with a victory over the Patriots.
Lot to talk about today, boys. Lots to talk about.
Look, we made some mistakes. They made some plays. We got to do a better job.
This guy's been nothing less than a complete embarrassment.
I think you got to give Brady all the help you can get.
2-2 is not where we want to be. If you want to get to 3-2, we got to play better than where we played the first 4 weeks.
This is probably the worst defense of the Bill Belichick here.
You're tied with the New York Jets.
The struggle is real in New England, and no matter how you slice it, the Patriots' defense has been bad this year, very un-Belichick-like. They're the only team in the NFL to allow over 400 yards in at least 3 games. They've done so 4 times, twice as many times as all of last season, and it's not just yards through 4 games. They've allowed 128 points, the most in team history, and gentlemen, right now they are on pace to have one of the worst defenses since the merger in 1970, and the hits just keep on coming. We are now hearing from Ian Rappaport that Rob Gronkowski is unlikely to play with the thigh injury. So we have Gronk out, most likely, and then with this defense, I'll tell you, this does not look good. Will the Patriots' defense actually keep them from maybe making a run at another Super Bowl, Steve?
I mean, you have to really look at what's going on. They're having too many issues too soon into the season. I mean, this is week 5, and they're already struggling, giving up 2 400-yard games. That's not very good. So we got a little example right here. So you got You got a regular defense going on, right? It's something real simple. Guy goes in motion. Hey, who has him? Nope, that's your guy. Nope, somebody else has him. Okay, we all gonna go get him.
You can't make that mistake.
Right? So we're gonna go get him. Christian McCaffrey's right there. He's our go-to guy. Hey, linebacker, you see that running back? He's faking it to him. You might want to get him. Nope, I'm not gonna get him. Not also did he not get the running back, but they also left the blocker, eligible receiver, wide, scot-free, open. You cannot have those mistakes. So then they go again. Motion. Hey, I got him. No, you got him. Hey, you got him. No, who has him? I don't know who has him. Oh, maybe you should. Oh, that's my guy. Oh, no, too late. You can't have simple mistakes over and over happening like that. That is not Belichick football.
And it just surprises me that this is the New England Patriots that you just did an XO on. We are never, ever talking about the Patriots like that. But when you think about it, they're missing some key parts. When you think about veterans like Chris Long, guys like Jabal Shear, or Rob Ninkovich retiring. But then when you start to think about, well, maybe if they would have kept Jamie Collins, maybe if they would have kept Chandler Jones, those are the things that start to fester in. But then you ask about, well, can they keep them from making a run at a championship? Well, points allowed, 31st. Yards allowed, last in the league. Yards per play, last in the league. Passing yards per game, last in. Listen, teams don't win Super Bowls when they have stats like that.
And it's amazing because they spent money on that defense. You know, they give them more, $65 million over there. And of course, they got Super Bowl star Malcolm Butler on the other side, and you thought, hey, this is one of the best defenses, at least from the secondary standpoint, that they've had in a long time. And you see them struggling. And it is shocking. It's just shocking to see the number of big plays that they give up. And you think about Bill Belichick and his team. They've always played the game shoulders up. And it's with their intelligence and how smart they are and all the different defenses. And to see all of these busted plays, it just throws you off. Now, I say all of that, but I say this too. Let's always recall back on yesterday a little bit in 2011 when they had the 31st ranked defense.
They
Tom
went to the
Brady
Super Bowl.
Still took them to a Super Bowl with the 31st ranked defense. So Mr. Cool is still pulling this.
Hey, Mike, but hold on.
Who won that Super Bowl?
Growing
the
up,
Giants won that Super Bowl.
Growing up as a kid, my grandpa taught me how to play dominoes. And every time I went for the small money, he always told me, all money ain't good money. Just because you spend money doesn't mean that you spend it in the right places and you spend it with the right things.
By the way, the 2011 Giants that you brought up, they had the 27th ranked defense, and they won a Super Bowl. So maybe defense doesn't always win championships, but it usually does. New England coming off a last-second loss. It does help on Sunday. But Tampa's outcome in Week 4 was the exact opposite. The Bucs hosted the Giants, and with just under 8 minutes to go in the fourth, Jameis Winston hit Cameron Brake for a 14-yard touchdown to give the Bucs a 5-point lead after an Eli Manning touchdown to put the Giants up 1-0. Nick Folk makes a 34-yard field goal as time expires to give the Bucs a 25-23 win. And that win over the Giants now moved the Bucs to 2-1. That is good for third in the division. Now you have to remember Tampa has played one fewer game than the rest of the division due to Hurricane Irma, which postponed that Week 1 game against the Dolphins. The question here in Tampa is whether or not the Bucs are contenders in the NFC South. Let's send it inside to Coach Cower and Deion Sanders for some answers. What's happening, Prime?
How you doing, Amber? Thank you. Coach, let's just jump right to it. You like the Bucs.
I do.
I like the Bucs.
Right.
But are they contenders?
I think it's the toughest division in football. You look and think about the Carolina Panthers. They're back. The Atlanta Falcons, they're coming off a Super Bowl appearance last year. And we just saw now the New Orleans Saints, their last 2 games, they're playing defense with one of the best quarterbacks in the National Football League in Drew Brees. I will say this. I think offensively they are. I think defensively they're not. They're playing tonight without Quan Alexander and Levante David, 2 of the better linebackers on this defense. I don't know if they're good enough defensively to hold these other teams down and get into a shooting match with them.
You know I love Jameis Winston because he's Jameis Winston. He can play, but he also came from Florida State.
Right.
But in this division, Jameis Winston may be not, I can't say the worst, but you got Drew Brees, you know, you got Matt Ryan, come on, Cam Newton. I mean, so where he stacks up in this division, the one thing that I need him to do You got to find a way to get Deshaun Jackson more involved in the offense. They should have a burst because the running game should be up to par today. But also, this defense that's 30th, I don't see you winning this division with a 30th ranked defense. Back to you, Amber.
All right, thanks, gentlemen. Well, yesterday, during his weekly press conference, Carolina Panthers quarterback Cam Newton was asked a football question by female Charlotte Observer reporter Jordan Rodriguez. It was about wide receiver Devin Funchess and the physicality of his routes. Here is Cam Newton's response.
I know you take a lot of pride in seeing your receivers play well. Devin Funchess has seemed to really embrace the physicality of his routes and getting those extra yards. Does that give you a little bit of an enjoyment to see him kind of truck sticking people out there?
It's funny to hear a female talk about routes. Like, it's funny. But fun is coming along, man. We're gonna. This is a big game for him.
Now, later on Wednesday, Jordan Rodriguez responded to Newton's comments to her newspaper, the Charlotte Observer. She said, "I was dismayed by his response, which not only belittled me, but countless other women before me and beside me who work in similar jobs. I sought Mr. Newton out as he left the locker room a few minutes later. He did not apologize for his comments." Now, the National Football League made the following statement: "The comments are just plain wrong and disrespectful to the exceptional female reporters and all journalists who cover our league. They do not reflect the thinking of the league." Now, today, Panthers head coach Ron Rivera was asked about Newton's comments.
Well, I think Cam made a mistake. I understand he had a conversation where he pretty much said that he shouldn't have said what he said. And so, as far as I'm concerned, what I'd like to do is talk about getting ready for the Detroit Lions, who we play on Sunday.
It's important to note that Cam Newton has been a paid spokesperson for Dannon, and today Dannon announced they will be removing him from their advertisements as they will no longer be working with him. And so, Steve, what is your reaction? What do you make of Cam Newton's comments?
Well, it's tough, and obviously you can't ever talk down to or put yourself in a situation that makes it perceive as if you are looking down on someone, and that's unfortunate, and that's a part of the responsibility when you're on that stage, and obviously in this situation he didn't handle it correctly.
I just don't get it. You know, Cam was born in 1989. I got in the league in 1988. There were great women reporters here already. It was already Shereen Williams. I work with Judy Batista. I don't understand if it's been all your life. Where do you get that from? There are many women that have done wonderful jobs in this business. So I don't understand the genesis of it. Where did he get this from? Because all his life it has been this way.
Just disappointed. We have no room for that in our game. And I hope that Cam Newton learned from this here.
And just I want to point out, being one of the females that work in this industry, that I think Cam is in the minority. And I'm honored to work with men like you who understand that position and have always treated everybody with respect, not just women or men. And I feel that it is important to point out he is not the majority of NFL players or players in this league and doesn't represent the league in any way. All right, well, we are getting closer to the kickoff of Week 5 as the Patriots face the Buccaneers here in Tampa. Much more to come on NFL Network. It is Thursday Night Football.
TNF Game Day is presented by KFC's original recipe fried chicken. It's still finger-licking good. And brought to you by Amazon Prime.
Spicy, smoky, yes. KFC's Nashville Hot is the best. No, Honey Mustard Georgia Gold is the best.
Nashville Hot.
No. Which one is it?
Don't ask me, I'm just a painting.
Try both delicious flavors at KFC.
On the next episode of The Timeline, they thought the game was over.
Safe to say, but this will be talked about quite a bit.
Initially, when he hit me, I thought probably fumble.
But an obscure rule changed everything.
What could they possibly be looking at?
What the hell is the tuck rule?
I'll go to my grave thinking it was a fumble.
And created the moment that sparked a dynasty.
It was so dramatic. It almost brings a tear to my eye.
The Timeline, the Tuck Rule. Tonight after the postgame, only on NFL Network.
to TNF Gameday presented by KFC, and there's Deshaun Jackson arriving for work. Jackson was one of the big prizes of free agency, but his season has not gotten off to the start he hoped for. We saw his frustrations boil over on Sunday after Jameis Winston missed him on multiple targets, including a 2-point conversion late in the game where Jackson was visibly frustrated. Jameis Winston told Dion on Game Day Prime that Deshaun's struggles are on the quarterback and not the wide receiver. And as we look at some next-gen stats presented by Amazon Prime, Deshaun Jackson is one of the best deep threats in the league. He's got the second most touchdowns on passes of over 15 yards through the air since entering the league. But this year, they're struggling to get him going. To figure out how they do just that, let's send it over to our two wideouts, Steve Smith and Michael Irvin.
Amber, thank you. I'm out here on the field with my Agent 89 and Coach Misek, who's coaching the Tornadoes. Coach, tell me about your boys.
So we brought 16 of our senior members of our senior class over here today that have earned the right to come over here and be a part of this, and we're really honored to be here.
Well, we appreciate you guys coming, and we love that you've earned the right now. And what we're going to do, we want to use these guys in Agent 89, and we're going to go over a way that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers can get Deshaun Jackson involved in a big way and really help their team. Guys, let's get to the spots. I'm going to play the quarterback. Agent 89, he's going to play Deshaun Jackson. They're about the same size, you know. I just wanted to put that in there.
Are.
No, you're all about the same size.
Good looking as well.
And this play, we call this play strong right, zip, Zach.
Zach.
He'll call it a Zach. 439. Yep. Now, what I'm going to have is the two tight ends. This tight end, he's going to run a 6-yard crossing route. This tight end over here is going to run a 6-yard crossing route. Mike Evans is the main man in this whole call because Bill Belichick likes to take away what you do best. And this is what the Tampa Bay Buccaneers do best. Mike Evans, 205 targets over the last 2 years, more than anybody in the NFL. He's running a 17-yard dig route. Now, Deshaun Jackson's going to come across the motion at a snap of the ball, and he's going to run the 9 route. And if we're lucky, we'll get some people confused and maybe a wide open Deshaun Jackson. Let's put this play in action.
Okay.
You talk to me when you coming across the motion and what you see.
Make sure you feed me unlike they're doing.
All right, I'm going to feed you, baby. Hey, blue 18, I lift my leg for the motion.
I'm going in motion. I look over as I go. Hey, don't forget about me.
I got you, man.
All right.
Keep playing.
Say
hut.
Now we
Ball
go.
snap.
Get outside.
Now
I got him out wide.
Under.
He's going to grab.
I got Steve Smith.
Push it
all the way down. Oh, God. I never played quarterback, but that was a perfect pass. My job is to give him an opportunity.
Throw the ball
Deshaun Jackson will make that play. Come on in here. See that? Hands that never let it go.
Well, Play Football and USA Football aim to give kids a safe and rewarding experience on the field at all levels of youth football. High school players, we want to see your very best every week. Share your game highlights using the hashtag Let's Play Football, and the best of the best make it into our top high school plays of the week. Here are the best high school plays from last week.
Mishaw finds Tyron Beatty in the end zone with a no-look backwards pass. Jake Ryan of Jackson High makes a ridiculous one-hand grab in the corner of the end zone for 6. Matt Strong doing strong things, breaking tackles left and right as he rumbles for the touchdown. Fairless High escapes disaster as their QB finds Justin Yoder on a prayer for the touchdown. Jalen Preston shows some impressive moves as he weaves in and out of the defense for a big gain.
Those plays aren't bad, but hey, check out our high school flashback of the week. That right there is current Bucks quarterback and former Hueytown High School quarterback Jameis Winston, just barreling over people into the end zone. He rushed for over 1,000 yards and had 15 touchdowns in addition to his 2,424 yards and 28 touchdowns during his senior year. Coach Mike Johnson from Cypress Creek High School is the Buccaneers Coach of the Week. The Coyotes are in their inaugural season of varsity football, and Coach Johnson led his team to a shutout win to start the season. Coach Johnson's goal is to develop an atmosphere that everyone will be proud of. He says the sky is the limit for his team. And speaking of coaches, there's Buccaneers head coach Dirk Cutter. The Bucs will try tonight to beat the Patriots for the first time since 2000. Not at home for Thursday night football? No problem. We have you covered. Watch live primetime games with NFL Mobile only from Verizon.
The Patriots select Drew Bledsoe.
Bledsoe throws. Touchdown. Bledsoe back to throw. Touchdown. The Patriots win.
At the end of the rainbow, the Super Bowl. Bledsoe rolls to the right. 25, 30. Oh, he really got hit. I'm not sure he's going to get up on this one.
Tom Brady's in the game.
You are the man.
Bledsoe throws to Campbell for a touchdown.
Bledsoe wings it deep, right corner of the end zone.
Touchdown, Drew Bledsoe.
Over an NFL career that spanned 14 seasons, quarterback Drew Bledsoe reached 4 Pro Bowls and picked up a Super Bowl ring with the Patriots. But after Tom Brady's predecessor left football, he settled into a successful new career in a field where the very best often get better with age.
Fall's always been my favorite time of year. Used to be, it was football season, man. It was go time. Now it's time to pick grapes and make wine. Like a lot of kids, I thought I was going to be a professional football player from the time I was in 1st or 2nd grade. To see that dream become a reality was pretty amazing. When you're early in your career, you're 10 foot tall and bulletproof, and you're going to play forever. As you get, a little bit farther down the road, you see that there is a finite end to it. So when I made that transition, I was ready for it. So rain set us back just a couple of days, huh? But
yeah,
fruit's looking good, though, huh?
Yeah, and it was all kind of nice to have some cooler weather.
Right. There are a few reasons that I got into the wine business. My wife and I had a shared passion for wine. Really like it. It's one of those things that the more you learn about, the more you discover that there's a lot you didn't know. There are more individual bottles of wine than there are any other product category in the world. So you're competing against 50,000 other bottles. You've got to do every part of it right.
He's done it right the entire way. He didn't retire from the NFL and just immediately slap his name on a bottle and throw a bunch of mediocre wine under a cork. He built the success of the wine and the success of the business on the quality of the product.
Every day you get up and there's a new challenge. It's very similar to football from that aspect. You've got to deal with things that you didn't see coming, whether that's weather, whether that's, some complication in the process. The biggest difference is that when I was playing football, if I made a decision, I knew instantly whether that was a good decision or a bad decision. If my guy caught the ball, it was a good decision. If their guy caught it, that was a bad decision, right? In wine, sometimes it's 7 to 10 years before you know the outcome of a decision. I think we made a good decision up here. My family and I actually planted these ones with our own hands. Now, 10 years later, producing some of the best fruit we think in the entire world. We've been growing. The wine sells out every year. We're expanding. We're building a new facility, launching a new winery. It's something that we're really serious about from a business standpoint, in addition to just trying to make great wine. I will always miss playing football. I mean, it's the coolest thing I can imagine, being able to be a quarterback in the NFL for a bunch of years. But so far, my second act in life, I'm really enjoying, and life after football has been great.
And Bledsoe's 2014 Doubleback Cabernet was so successful, it quickly sold out. But he and his team will have some library wine available heading into the holidays. And speaking of aging like fine wine, there's Tom Brady, just turned 40 this summer at the top of his game, and he's taking on the Bucs on Thursday Night Football.
Coming up on TNF Gameday.
The wait is over.
Are Jameis and the Bucs set to go off when the Thursday night lights come on?
1, 2, 3, dominate.
How will Bill Belichick remedy his 32nd ranked defense?
Wide open, Tyreek Hill, goodbye.
Time to wake up.
And which offensive star will shine brightest for the defending champs?
Brady floats into the end zone. Touchdown, Chris Hogan.
All that and more when TNF Gameday, presented by KFC, returns.
In the tackle your right.
Lamar Woodley and James Torres are gearing up for an all-new season of turning fans' rides into a dream drive. Tackle My Ride, tomorrow at 8, only on NFL Network.
Sunday at 7, Todd Gurley talks about the Rams' clash with the Seahawks.
It's going to be a physical game.
Plus, Dak Prescott previews the Cowboys' showdown with the Packers.
We have to start off fast. We can't give them the upper hand.
NFL Game Day morning, Sunday at 7, live on NFL.
You ready for some Thursday night football? Yeah. NFL Network. NFL Network. Well, let's get it then. PM. Perfect, right? Football on a Thursday night. Bright lights shining heavy. I see the NFL Network in sight. Look, this the preview before the action, and we quarterback. Got all the answers and breakdowns way before you ask. That's right. Like who to watch, who been hot, and who to stop, and who running through the defense without even using blocks. So when it's third and long, this show is more than a good call. The network for the NFL. Thursday night football, game time. Yeah.
Back live in Tampa, it is no secret the Patriots defense is their Achilles heel. But where did it all go wrong? We leave those answers to Cynthia Freeland in this week's Game Theory.
The Patriots defense is on pace to be one of the worst in the Bill Belichick era. A big part of New England's problems on defense lies in their inability to defend deep balls. If Jameis Winston is able to effectively connect with his receivers deep down the field, it's going to be another long night for the Patriots. The Patriots appeared to upgrade at cornerback with the addition of Stephon Gilmore and the departure of Logan Ryan to the Titans. But the combination of Gilmore and Malcolm Butler has led to the Patriots giving up almost 8 points more per game based on cornerback play alone. They're allowing a combined 124.1 passer rating so far this season. That's among the worst in the league. What makes tonight's matchup so difficult for the Patriots is Jameis Winston's ability to target the Patriots' corners and connect with his receivers downfield. Since the beginning of 2016, no quarterback has thrown a higher percentage of his passes 10 or more air yards than Jameis Winston. And through 3 games this season, Winston has already shown improvement on passes deep downfield. We know Belichick tries to neutralize what an opposing team does best. However, Winston's deep passing production, combined with multiple big play threats, projects for a high-scoring game tonight.
Time now for Courtyard's greatness on the road. And according to Cynthia Freeland, the Patriots' problems on defense are in the secondary. And with that said, Marshall, how does Jameis Winston game plan tonight against the Patriots?
This is an easy one for me. When you're a quarterback, and let's say you're going against a team that has 8 sacks and they're allowing a quarterback 3 seconds to throw a football down the field, guess what you do? You throw the football down the field. But the one thing is, you can't forget the across-the-middle stuff. You want to get the ball to Mike Evans across the middle. And, oh, yes, O.J. Howard. This young man is very capable. I believe they have to come out, push the football down the field, and, oh, yeah, when they take that away, don't forget to check the ball down, Jameis Winston. Don't force the football down the field against this defense.
You don't have to force the ball down the field against this defense. They're going to give it to you. You know what I'm saying? So when you go back, it started back in the first Thursday night game with Kansas City. Tight formations, putting them in positions where they have to think, making them tackle. Logan Ryan is the leading tackler of the secondary, who's now with the Tennessee Titans. So there's so many holes in this defense. They don't get a lot of pressure onto the quarterback. So a lot of mistakes being made, and all they got to do is just show up and throw it to the open man.
Are you saying a Bill Belichick defense, you make them think, and that's how you get them?
It looks like it. It looks like it.
What's so wild, they usually play the bend, don't break. The Belichick defense is usually bend, don't break, but they give up 30 big plays so far this season. Big plays being 10-plus run yards, 20-plus pass yards. I talked to Deshaun Jackson yesterday, and we talked about the connection between him and Jameis Winston. He said Jameis is getting used to his speed. This is a great game for him to show just how used to your speed he is, because this team will give you opportunities to make the big play. And no one has made more 50-yard touchdowns, 21, That's how many Deshaun Jackson has made since he's come in this league of 50-plus yards. Give him what he needs tonight. Feed the man.
A big opportunity for Jameis Winston as that Patriots defense is giving up 32 points a game. When they won the Super Bowl last year, 15 points a game. They've almost doubled it this year. Hey, check out who earned the title of Courtyard's Greatness on the Road Player of the Week every week starting Monday morning on NFL.com/GOTR.
Feed Deshaun Jackson.
And there's Danny Amendola. With Gronk out, could he have a big game? Tom Brady loves throwing to that man as the Patriots are taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It's Thursday Night Football.
TNF Game Day is brought to you by Wrangler. With new styles and great fits, Wrangler jeans are ready for anything. And by Castrol Edge, the official motor oil of the NFL.
Tomorrow, Emmitt Smith is live in studio to discuss the Cowboys and more, plus a complete preview of all the Week 5 action.
This is a turning point for this team.
Touchdown, Carolina Panthers.
Good Morning Football, tomorrow at 7, live on NFL Network.
Want to dominate your fantasy league this year?
He has got that it factor. He is showing it.
Our experts help with insights and analysis all season long.
He's ready to set the NFL on fire.
NFL Fantasy Live, tomorrow at 5 on NFL Network.
Welcome back to Tampa. Temperatures in the high 70s as we are getting set for the Patriots and Buccaneers. We're at the quarter mark of the 2017 season, and so far, we have had a season full of drama and intrigue.
Time for Plotlines, presented by Blade Runner 2049, now playing.
There is only one undefeated team left in the AFC, and we all saw them pick apart this Patriots team on opening night. There are three-win teams currently, the Bills, the Steelers, and the Broncos. The only division left out is the AFC South. And nearly half of the AFC is sitting right now at 500. The Patriots are in that group, and it's not the start that we all thought they would have before the season began. So a lot of parity right now in the AFC. A lot of people thought the Raiders would be in the running with the injury to Derek Carr. That is out. But let's start with Steve Smith. Who will challenge the Chiefs in the AFC?
I have the Denver Broncos. Their defense is shutting down. They've shut down 4 elite running backs, kept them under 100 yards. Their defense gives their offense a lot of opportunities. And so when you have that opportunity to continuously keep going at it, the Denver Broncos are that team.
I got to go with the Buffalo Bills. And I'm going to say this.
Man, Marshall.
I really, really like what Tyrod Taylor is doing, taking care of the football. They've only turned the football over once this year. They're running the ball 54% of the times. That's not like the norm in the league. But also, what they are doing on defense, Leslie Frazier, the defensive coordinator, he is dominating. This defense is first in points per game, first in touchdowns allowed. And their offense, when they get in the red zone, they're scoring touchdowns. They're tied for third. The Buffalo Bills are right behind the Kansas City Chiefs.
I know we are placing an assault upon the defense of the team that's playing here tonight in the New England Patriots. But be ye not deceived. When it's all said and done, those New England Patriots are going to be in the mix because of this guy right here. Say what you will, it's the #1 total offense in the NFL right now. It's the second scoring offense in the NFL. Yes, they have plenty holes on that defense. But plenty, however you want to place it, it's a lot. But Tom Brady is the hole. He fills the hole.
We both just gave analysis of teams, and we went offense, defense. Yeah, you only talked about Tom Brady just now.
Right, that's how good he is.
We already know how good
my quarterback is. Better than the quarterbacks you guys are talking about.
But your quarterback does not play defense, and this defense cannot stop a nosebleed. Actually, this defense, you know what this defense is? This defense is a great prom day.
I know.
That's what it is. We're going to prom. If we're going to prom, the New England defense is our day.
You guys have seen this over.
No, we have not. We haven't seen it this bad.
I understand both of you may have something for the Patriots. I understand that.
I don't have anything towards you.
No, they have something for us. They have something of ours. Both of y'all have Super Bowls against the Patriots. I understand that.
The Patriots are and gentlemen, they are 2-2. They have been there before. 5 times they have been 2-2. And guess what they did 3 of those years?
Talk to him.
Went to the Super Bowl.
Talk to him.
Have to be.
What happened other years?
I don't know. Those years don't matter.
Hallelujah.
They don't matter. We're out here on the NFL Media Cruiser.
Where's my dart gun when I need it?
You check out the NFL Media Cruiser sweepstakes, spot it, snap a photo of it, and post it to Twitter or Instagram with hashtag TNF sweepstakes for your chance to win some very cool weekly prizes.
Oh, terrific.
Jameis Winston is taking the field at Raymond James Stadium, trying to get his Bucs to 3-1 on the year against a struggling Patriots defense. It is Thursday Night Football live from Tampa.
It's not a single man fight. It's a game fight. Let's go!
Get ourselves a ball game.
It's a caught ball.
Bang, bang.
Wow.
Great throw. A little rainbow. You can't throw a ball any better than Jameis just did.
He's our corner.
What a play by Brady. Juggling catch by Evans. Sean Jackson snags another one.
Shakes a defender at the 10. What a play by Amendola. It's a touchdown. Patriots.
You never count this kid out.
He began his career facing the longest of odds.
He had the heart of a lion in a body that was 190, 195 pounds.
Just get open. Yeah. Was the perfect fit for 2 iconic quarterbacks.
Unbelievable quickness, smarts. He had all those things.
And revolutionized the slot receiver position.
There's only one guy that had the toughness, the intelligence. There's only one Wes Welker.
A leaping catch by Wes Welker.
Wes Welker, A Football Life. Tomorrow at 9, only on NFL Network.
Bucket List is brought to you by KFC. Because no matter what year it is, fried chicken and football are a winning combination. Time for the Bucket List, presented by KFC.
Chris Hogan on the field for the Patriots. 4 touchdowns for him this year. And will he be Tom Brady's go-to guy tonight? Through 4 games, it's been a carousel of players stepping up for the Pats each week.
Shotgun snap to Brady. Throw to the left. Catch by Amendola across the 30-yard line. Throws down the middle. He's got a wide open Amendola. Leads to reel it in. Amendola has it. First down and more. Throws down the middle. Borthwick makes the catch against Bell. Runs it to the 30.
53 yards down the right sideline. The big boy is back.
Fires down the middle. Cooks is open. Running to the 15, to the 10. Running to the 5. To the end zone.
Cooks with the catch of his life as a Patriot.
Throws to the back of the end zone. Caught by Hogan. Touchdown, Patriots.
4 weeks, 4 different featured players for Tom Brady. We do know that Rob Gronkowski will not be on the field. He is out, not expected to play tonight. And so, Steve, who will be the star tonight for the Patriots?
The star for me, seeing that clip, I need more of a Week 3 performance by Brandon Cooks. Last week, 3 for 38 yards. It's not good enough. Gronk is out. They need a guy to step up. My guy, Brandon Cooks. That's the guy I need.
And, you know, I talked about Brandon Cooks a couple weeks ago because he's that big ball play. I believe in order for the Patriots to do what they need to do, they need that consistent guy. That Danny Amendola can give them, like Julian Edelman. Julian Edelman was not only your point man on some plays, but he was also your security blankets on other plays. And that's what kept the chain moving, kept these guys getting third downs, and kept that defense on the sideline. Danny Amendola, he has to first stay healthy, and then he has to play very consistent on the football field.
I was going to go with Gronk, but we got to use the stay healthy.
Exactly.
But then you told me don't go with Amendola because he can't stay healthy. You told me Hogan can't separate. You said you can't run the offense through Cooks. So it leaves me with the running backs. I mean, running back by committee. And then Tom Brady. You can always rely on him. As long as you have Tom, you're good.
And he's number 1 in the league in pass yards, number 1 in touchdown throws without that main call. But they got to develop that main call.
But didn't you say, Marshall, you can't keep throwing to those running backs out of the back? But you said you were that guy. You can't keep doing it.
You can't keep doing it. You have to, at some point in time, throw the ball down the field. But your quarterback got to be able to throw the ball. And I know Steve has played with a lot
lot of different quarterbacks, but this pass today was probably the worst that he's ever had thrown to him.
Man, listen,
I'm talking about separation.
I can't believe you. We are talking about something else.
That was behind me. I mean,
first of all,
it was terrible. I mean, you know why he underthrew it? You know why he underthrew it? He was thinking about all those picnic baskets.
First of all,
he didn't stole him.
First of all, the ball slipped out of my hand. Second of all, great receivers don't need it perfectly thrown. It just needs to be somewhere in the area code, and he's supposed to answer the call, hello with the catch. Steve, I put it in the area code. I just didn't get a hello with the catch.
No, that was more like a zip code.
Somewhere in there.
Just in the general area. We do have confirmation that Rob Gronkowski is definitely out for tonight. He will not be a weapon for Tom Brady against the Bucs tonight.
I was tight, man.
Make sure to check out the NFL's social platforms to weigh in on who you think will be the TNF difference maker presented by KFC. And we're getting close to game time here in Tampa. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers have taken the field, and there is Mike Evans with his baby. How sweet. He's going to make that football his baby. He's going to have those catches from Jameis Winston. At least that's what our guys are predicting tonight against the Patriots.
Hey.
You dream about opportunities like this.
It's two of the game's most electrifying quarterbacks.
Let's go!
The Eagles are soaring with rising star Carson Wentz and making noise in the NFC East.
And it's caught!
But Cam Newton has the Panthers back as a power in the NFC.
That's how you do it right there.
Eagles, Panthers, Thursday Night Football. When it's on, it's on. Next Thursday at 8 on NFL Network, CBS, and streaming on Amazon Prime Video.
A beautiful rainbow over Tampa, Florida, home of Thursday Night Football tonight as we kick off Week 5. It's the Patriots and the Buccaneers.
A dynasty on unstable ground.
The Panthers have beaten the New England Patriots.
An upstart contender with a bright future unfolding.
And the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are 2-1. We've won 6 in a row at home.
They meet tonight with America watching and the season stakes starting to rise. Patriots, Buccaneers, Week 5 starts now. To TNF Gameday, presented by KFC.
Jameis Winston on the field at Raymond James Stadium. He and the Buccaneers coming off a big win last week over the Giants, looking to improve to 3-1 as they take on the New England Patriots. And we welcome you inside the NFL Media Cruiser right outside of the stadium here in Tampa, Florida. I'm Amber Theo Harris, along with our two Hall of Famers, Marshall Faulk and Michael Irvin, who is wearing his Breast Cancer Awareness Month suit. Much love to that. And we also welcome Steve Smith Sr. Welcome to Thursday Night Football, your first appearance.
Thank you.
But we didn't get you the memo. We'll get you a ribbon. We'll get you a ribbon for next week.
You look good, man. Thank you. You look great.
Welcome to the gang. Hey,
you know, Marshall look like twins.
I rather look like his twin than look like that twin.
and you do. And you do.
Appreciate it.
I understand.
Well, it is a big matchup here on Thursday night as this Tampa Bay Buccaneers team is riding high, and they're taking on a 2-2 Patriots team that has a struggling defense. This isn't totally uncharted territory, though, for Bill Belichick and the Patriots, but it is close. This defense is struggling. They're not just giving up a lot of yards. Look at the points. It's the most they've ever allowed through 4 games in the Belichick era. They're not creating turnovers. They're not stopping the run. It's tough to draw any positives about this defense from the first 4 weeks. Now, the offense is a different story, but we know they will be without Rob Gronkowski tonight. And for more on that, we head to the field and say hello to Tracy Wolfson. Hi, Tracy.
Hi, Am.
Amber. Well, let me start with the Patriots defense. It's been a short week, but they have been working round the clock to try and get these communication issues fixed. I had a chance to speak with safety Devin McCourty, who told me they practiced harder, they met longer, they did walkthroughs before their walkthrough. But another way to help this defense is keep the offense on the field. And I also spoke with offensive coordinator Josh McDaniels, who said he'd like them to run the ball more. That would keep them more on the field, and they'd like to open it up for the deep passing game. And that is something that Tom Brady has been working on all summer long, the deep ball. Yes, as good as he is still working on getting even better. And then you mentioned it, Rob Gronkowski. They will be without him with that thigh injury. Expect Dwayne Allen and Jacob Hollister to play more of a role. Amber?
All right, thanks, Tracy. So the Patriots traded for Dwayne Allen in the offseason. He replaces Gronkowski, as she said. So what is your reaction? How do they move forward without Gronkowski, Steve?
It's going to be tough, but those guys have to step up. They got to move the ball down the field. Gronk has been their down-the-field threat. Tight end, when you look at a tight end, you really don't believe and see that he's a downfield threat. But when you talk about Gronk, he is that X factor. And they just can't replace him with a guy that they traded for, because when you look at this team, they traded for other players and bought other players through free agency, and that hadn't worked out for them before this year. So I'm not sure how you just mix and match guys and think it's gonna work.
Yeah, a lot not working out for them right now, Marshall. What's some of the new players that he mentioned?
Yes, and when you think about it, to not have Gronk.
Right.
No Edelman, no Gronk. On offense, the Patriots are used to having a guy to draw attention to. So and it dictates coverage, as you know.
Everything. I don't think people understand what you're saying, Marshall. Every offense, you got to have that point man that you can help dictate coverage. You know what they're going to try to stop, and you can work around that. And they don't have that guy without Gronk.
And that's the struggle. Like, I can't wait to see what they come up with, because Tom Brady and Belichick, they always come up with something.
They always do, and if there's somebody to right a ship, we've seen that happen before between Belichick and Tom Brady. But right now, the defense is the issue. And Marshall, how does Belichick and Matt Patricia turn around that defense?
I don't think they can. But what they can do is they can rely on Tom Brady, and not his arm, but the running game. I look for them to come out and play hurry up. But use the hurry up run game to kind of, you want to play fast, but actually you're eating up the clock and you're shortening the game to keep your defense off the football field.
One of the interesting things is everybody wants to be optimistic when we talk about this defense because of their head coach, right? Who's a defensive guru. Well, this is the tip of the iceberg. Here's the 31st ranked defensive team last year. Gave up through week 4, 1,512 yards. That was the Cleveland Browns. The 2017 New England Patriots, 1,827.
Yeah.
They're on pace to get mollywopped on defense.
They're on pace to be the worst defense since the merger right now. How do they fix it? How do they fix it?
Lasting passing, and that blows my mind, because you spent money at the quarterback position. Let's talk about this for real now. Malcolm Butler has been a very good cornerback in this league. Gilmore has been a very good cornerback in this league for a long time, and now all of a sudden they're not playing very good football. I say you simplify the defense. You say, hey guys, we're leaning on you. I'm going to play more man coverage. I put it on these cornerbacks. I'm going to put it on them. I know we're not getting any pressure. I know you may have to cover long. I may have to do more things blitz-wise that I don't really like doing, trying to create issues if I'm Bill Belichick instead of standing back and just waiting.
You say simplify, then you say do more things in blitz.
Blitzing,
it's so hard.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
It's so hard.
Give me some simple blitzes, but man them up outside and let me see these guys earn their money.
We'll see if they get some of that miscommunication ironed out, or if it's just a matter if they can't cover. That's the question for tonight. And statistically, this defense is historically bad, but the Patriots have defenses struggled before, and they still have Tom Brady back there throwing passes. The last time they started 2-2, I mentioned this earlier, they won the Super Bowl. In fact, they've done that 3 of the last 5 times. They were 500 or worse a quarter way through the season. And so for more on the game, let's head to the field and toss it to Bill Cowher and Deion Sanders.
Thanks, Amber. You know, we talked about how big this game is, Prime, for Tampa, obviously a statement game. But let me ask you this question. At 2-2, guys were talking about, you know, a lot of issues they have on defense. Is this a must-win for the New England Patriots?
I'm not going to say a must-win, but they need to win. I hate that must-win situation. I can see if it's playoffs ramifications, but no, it's must-win. They need to win. Let's keep in mind, we keep talking about how horrendous this defense is, and they are statistically. Steve Smith just proved that. But they lost to Carolina in a hot Cam Newton. They lost to Kansas City. That's an undefeated team. So those losses are justified. Coach, when you coach in the NFL, if you went 3-1 each month, were you happy? You ended 12-4.
Yeah, you're really
you ended 12-4. So they got to relax. I think everyone else is in an uproar. Everyone inside that locker room, we just talked to the beloved owner right here. He's not stressed. He's cool.
And I think the most important thing for them, Prime, too, is they got to play better. Don't beat themselves with mistakes, with the penalties. That's what we've seen defensively from them. So these are correctable mistakes that they're having right now. And I think that's what they would like to see for Bill. To clean this up, to play a clean game. We know what they are on offense, with or without Rob Gronkowski.
Right.
They have so many weapons they can beat you with. So I wouldn't say, as you said, it's not a must-win. They just need to play better and play a more complete game. And I think they have an opportunity tonight. But I'll tell you what, in this atmosphere here, it's a statement game for the Tampa Bay Bucks.
It's a statement game for the Tampa Bay Bucks, but everyone is making a mockery over this defense of the Patriots. You're forgetting that the Bucks are the 30th ranked defense in the NFL. Back to you, Amber.
All right, we're about 90 minutes to game time here in Tampa. There's Mike Evans on the field. He leads the Bucks in touchdowns and receptions. He is Jameis Winston's favorite target, no doubt about that. And you can play against the experts in the weekly Pick'em game presented by Lexus. Go to NFL.com/Pick'em and see if you know more than the pros.
Coming up on TNF Gameday. Tonight marks a true test for these up-and-coming contenders. Will the Bucs make a bold statement to the rest of the NFL? Meanwhile, how will the reigning Super Bowl MVP respond after a crushing loss to the Panthers?
2 seats back.
That's all ahead on TNF Gameday, presented by KFC.
The obscure rule that changed history.
I think it's safe to say, but this will be talked about quite a bit.
And the moment that sparked the dynasty.
Almost brings a tear to my eye.
The timeline, tonight after the postgame on NFL Network.
Sunday at 7, Todd Gurley talks about the Rams' clash with the Seahawks.
It's going to be a physical game.
Plus, Dak Prescott previews the Cowboys showdown with the Packers.
We have to start off fast. We can't give them the upper hand.
NFL Game Day morning, Sunday at 7, live on NFL Network.
Make sure to check out the NFL's social platforms to weigh in on who you think will be the TNF Difference Maker presented by KFC.
Get your game day started Sunday at 7 a.m. with NFL Game Day morning.
Let's talk ball security.
The Cowboys were sent packing by Aaron Rodgers in last year's playoffs.
A sensational catch by Jared Cook.
Dak Prescott explains what Dallas needs to do differently this time around.
When you're playing a quarterback like Aaron Rodgers, we've got to be ready from the get-go.
And as the Rams prepare for a first-place showdown with the Seahawks, Todd Gurley goes one-on-one with Marshall Faulk.
The sky's the limit. I definitely think we could be in the playoffs.
NFL Game Day morning starts Sunday at 7 a.m. Then at 9, it's Rich, Mooch, and Hall of Famers Marshall, Kurt, and Michael taking you right up to kickoff.
Taking a look at the Bucs pirate ship high up in the end zone here at the stadium, a place Jameis Winston hopes to lead this Tampa Bay Buccaneer team several times tonight as the captain of his offense.
This is what we come here to do, dominate and be great.
What a great throw by Winston. Jameis Winston lets it rip.
Juggling catch by Evans. Touchdown Tampa Bay, Mike Evans. Fire those cannons. Deshaun Jackson goes up and makes the catch. Touchdown Tampa Bay. O.J. Howard, 58 yards for his first touchdown. Hand off to Doug Martin running left. He's going to make one guy miss.
time talking about this bad Patriots defense, and that man right there, Jameis Winston, who's 3rd in the league in pass yards per game. You know he was going to try to exploit that defense, but how can they do it? And I asked that question to Michael Irvin from the Media Cruiser here. How can Jameis Winston exploit the Patriots defense?
Well, we were just talking about the Patriots offense and that they don't have a point man. They have a point man at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and his name is Mike Evans, and this is a versatile wide receiver. Came out 2014. Liked him then. I love him now. They move him around. I would put him everywhere on the football field. His defense has had problems lining up. You know they're going to try to stop him. Make sure they get more confused instead of figuring it all out. This dude has 14 touchdowns over the last 2 seasons. That's tied for 2nd over the last 2 seasons. He is a beast.
He's a beast. But the other guy they signed, Deshaun Jackson, they need to start featuring him. I go back and look at the tape. Mike Evans is his plays they've drawn up, 45 plays. Adam Humphries, Deshaun Jackson. When you look at Deshaun Jackson, you go on the team website, Adam Humphries is his backup. He has more plays drawn up for him than Deshaun Jackson has. And that's an issue. You got a 3-by-1 set, and Deshaun Jackson is blocking for Adam Humphries. And let me tell you something.
I block for
my backup, but I'm not blocking all damn day for my backup. You better throw me some passes or sit me on the bench.
That's the only way to get you to keep blocking. I block one, you throw me one. I block one, you throw me one.
Pay me in pigskin on game day, but make sure my check is on my seat on Monday.
I like it, man. I think in order for them to attack this defense, you got to be calculated, because you have to assume that Bill Belichick addressed the issues in the passing game. And on a short week, that would lead me to believe that they probably didn't get to all the run fits. So you come out and you run the football early. And as those linebackers start to creep up, because against this defense, with D-Jack and Evans, they'll be 2 safeties high. You should be able to run the football. And the minute those linebackers creep up, I like O.J. Howard across the middle versus Hightower and Van Noy. I think it's the perfect remedy for what they want to do against this defense.
Doug Martin returns, right? Getting him back, how much will that help, Marshall, from a running back standpoint? Is he prepared? Is he ready to play in this game?
I don't know on a short week if his legs are going to be ready. He's well rested. He should be, but he doesn't have a lot of carries. I like Sims III. I think he does good enough in this backfield for what they want him to do.
And Martin is coming off 2.9 yards a carry last year in the 8 games that he played, so we'll see if he can be effective again. But you have to imagine what a statement would be made here in Tampa if they are able to beat the New England Patriots. What statement would be made, Michael?
Oh, my God. It would be a huge statement for this young team. You know what I mean? Say what you will. We can talk about all the problems they're having. There's still the stick by which we measure all things, this Patriot football team. Jameis Winston wants to have a career like Tom Brady. He wants to be that kind of a guy. If you can win this game here today at home, man, this will be huge for the young Tampa Bay confidence, the young team, the city, everybody.
It says that they're here to stay, and it's not by mistake. They're not falling into it accidentally. They are methodically building this team under Dirk Cutter to be something that's sustainable. Because when you talk about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the last time they won the Super Bowl, they have not had any sustainability since then.
Oh, Sapp left.
I think beyond the team, I think for Jameis Winston, it says you have arrived. When you go toe-to-toe in a game with the greatest quarterback to play in our game in Tom Brady, and you beat him in the passing game, one defense is ranked 30th, the other defense is the worst defense in our league. You have to outshine Tom Brady tonight.
And let me go back to Deshaun Jackson. If he is able to get involved in this offense, what a statement to say, not only do we have Mike Evans, now we have Deshaun Jackson downfield.
They had no big plays last year, this Tampa Bay Buccaneers team. They had no touchdowns over 50 yards. That's why they went out and got him. And this team gives up all the big plays. It's the perfect time to reel him in and set a stage for the next year.
For a reason. So why have you not drawn plays up for me? Because here's the problem as a player. When a team comes and asks you to take a pay cut, they're not not going to say, hey, I know we didn't draw any plays up for you. They're going to say, your numbers are down and does not justify you getting paid like that.
Well, tonight's the night.
And pay me in pigskin, or we're going to have a problem.
That coming from the man fresh out the league right there. Fresh out of the league. All right, well, fortunately for New England, they have got a high-powered offense of their own, and anytime you have got Tom Brady, boy, do you have a chance.
The foundation of this franchise on the field. Tom Brady back for his 18th season.
Time to put all the commentary in your back pocket. It's time to play football.
Pressure from the right, but he fires down the middle. It's a touchdown! Patriots!
What a play by Brady.
Throws to the back of the end zone. Touchdown!
That's a hell of a throw by the quarterback.
Leaps and makes the catch. Touchdown, Patriots!
Place is jacked down. He can still do it at 40.
On another fourth quarter rally led by Tom Terrific.
Lots of talk about Tom Brady playing at 40 before the season began. Turns out that's all it was. It was just talk, because Brady starting the season out on fire, as good as he has ever been. And with the win tonight, Brady ties the record for the most wins in NFL history. Yet another in a long list of records he'll wind up with whenever he ultimately decides to hang them up. Time to talk about who is in the comfort zone, presented by Wrangler. And one thing we know about this Tampa defense is that they will be missing some key defenders. Quan Alexander, Levante David, TJ Ward are all out for the game. So how will Tom Brady go after this Bucs defense, Michael?
Well, you know, here again now, when you're Tom Brady, you're not just carrying your offense. I know you don't play defense, Steve, but you have to carry that defense too. That's what you have to do. Now, I'm not on defense, but I'm going to carry that defense. And how do I do it? I want to sustain that the time of possession. I want to keep that defense on the sideline. I know we have Brandon Cooks. I know we brought in Philip Dorsett. I know we brought them in for the big play. But I want to sustain some of these drives and keep that defense off the sideline, on the sideline.
Yeah, not just sustain the drives, but keep the defense on the field. The 11 guys, tempo, no huddle, run the ball, quick passing game. It's a short week. These are some young Bucks. You got to take advantage of young Bucks.
You're right about that. That's a good way.
Talk about Tom Brady. We talk about how great Tom Brady is. Here's the problem with this New England defense. They don't have a Tom Brady on their defense. They don't have a guy that can direct and tell them, hey, you need to line up here. Let's fit up here. Hey, shade over here. These are some of the gaping holes we have. They don't have a guy to step up. And so when you're relying on a young, old, or middle-aged quarterback to support your whole team, that becomes an issue, and that is why this defense has seemed to pull the short end of the straw out of the hat.
Yeah, it's funny watching it because I remember the only way you really beat the Patriots was when you were out physical them. You out physical. Yeah. It was never what we're seeing now, where you're out executing them, because they were in the right place, they were in the right call. It seems like they were always doing what they needed to do. But now you can out execute them, and that's an issue.
And I've never seen what I've seen on the sidelines. Last week, Matt Patricia had the DBs. I mean, it wasn't just coaching. It was belittling that the lack of communication that they were having and the trouble communicating simple switches with motion and things like that. This is never the calling of a Bill Belichick defense.
And when you say it's never, I tell you what, we talked about how great it would be for this young Tampa team to get this win. If they do, on the flip side, it's Armageddon in New England if this game, if they lose this game. It is Armageddon.
But here's the thing that I also look at. We go back, the Atlanta Falcons were 17 minutes from winning the Super Bowl. But the key thing is, do you think some of these teams have started to see the scheme in which how they got up so quickly on them, and it started in the 2017 season to show, get in bunch formations, confuse them, put them in situations where they have to think, they have to react. And here's the other thing. You got guys like Van Noy that are covering guys, a tortoise who's in quicksand, covering a guy like Kareem Hunt, a hare. You can't scheme than that, you can't scheme athleticism.
But Steve Smith, I take you back to Week 14, Monday Night Football. You know what Bill Belichick can do. It was against your Ravens when he gets crafty. They have a guy named Ernie Adams that just sits there, and his job is to, like, read the rule book. And he is the guru of coming up with ways to fool people. You experienced that firsthand, so you can never count out the Patriots when their backs are against the ropes.
You can't. But their backs aren't against the ropes this time. I think what's happening is the ropes are starting to collapse on defense.
They're missing a rope.
They're missing a rope. They got a lace untied. It is not traditional football for them, and they are having to fix these issues on the go.
Speaking to that, I feel like Bill Belichick, we talk about how good he is on offense. I think he's just as good with coaching special teams. That's how he came into the league. I believe they're going to have some wrinkles in special teams. I wouldn't be surprised on 4th and short. They're not going for it, and they're going to try to steal possessions because you have to. If this Bucs team, this offense gets rolling, you have to steal possessions.
And he is not the one to be afraid to try all of those things, to throw his hand in the hat and say, throw his hat in the ring and say, I'm going to do my part and get it done. And there's no way.
He's about to throw the kitchen sink.
Everything. Everything.
All right, well, it is the New England Patriots here in Tampa to take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and Week 5 is underway with the defending champs on the ropes. Even though Steve Smith says the ropes have collapsed, the road to defending their title doesn't get any easier tonight against a talented but unproven Bucs team. Is there another Patriots upset in the air? We've got every angle of tonight's matchup covered live here from Tampa Bay and Raymond James Stadium.
TNF Gameday is presented by KFC's original recipe fried chicken. It's still finger-licking good. And brought to you by Lowe's. Hurry in today for huge savings on all things fall.
Introducing the all-new KFC $10 chicken share with 9 chicken tenders, or 6 pieces of chicken, or 12 hot wings, or popcorn nuggets. Now get out there and have fun. Woo, let's go! It's finger.
Can you believe this? It is caught for the wins and for all for Sergio. Justin Thomas, PGA champion. Touchdown, Alabama. North Carolina. They're not going to be denied this time.
Tonight, from the city coined as the Big Guava, comes a big matchup. It's the New England Patriots taking on the hometown Tampa Bay Buccaneers on Thursday Night Football.
Welcome to NFL Thursday Night Kickoff, presented by Gillette. And here's your host, James Brown.
Well, Tampa Bay's Little Ones, known as the Bucs Squad, has permission to stay up late on a school night to cheer on their Buccaneers, who are getting ready for their primetime showdown against the Super Bowl champions. Tampa quarterback Jameis Winston, now in his 3rd year as the Bucs starting quarterback, and on Sunday he threw for 3 touchdowns and led his 7th game-winning drive in their victory over the New York Giants. Meanwhile, the Tampa ground attack gets a boost tonight as they welcome back their all-pro running back Doug Martin, who returns to the lineup after serving a 4-game suspension for violating the league's performance-enhancing drug policy. The Patriots quarterback, of course, is future Hall of Famer Tom Brady. The 40-year-old is through a quarter of the season with some of the best stats of his career. Brady marking a unique milestone here in Tampa tonight, playing his first regular season game ever in 18 years at Raymond James Stadium. And good evening, everyone, and welcome to Thursday Night Football. We have a big-time showdown tonight, and we have a couple of big-time experts, of course, to break it all down. They will be the winner of Super Bowl 40. That will be Coach Bill Cowher, and, of course, the Hall of Famer Deion Sanders. Hey, Tom Brady. Wow. No signs of aging, Deion.
Did you say he's 40?
Believe it or not.
He's 40. Been to the Super Bowl 7 times. 5-time Super Bowl champion. Brought The Patriots, back from the largest deficit ever in Super Bowl history, hadn't thrown a pick since December the 12th, 2016 in the regular season. See, I played with Brett Favre, Troy Aikman, Steve Young, but this guy here, he's kind of special. Take a look at these numbers, Coach. When he's a player's player. Look, 32 points a game, completion percentage.
40 years old.
10 touchdowns, no interceptions, but this is the problem. Now let's look at his opponents. All these guys have thrown for over 300 yards versus this defense, and it seems as though Brady is still ticking. But this defense, Coach, they have problems.
You know, and they gave up only 300-yard passers 3 times all of last year. And, you know, when you talk about the problem, Prime, Bill Belichick and Matt Patricia, it's the yardage, but it's the manner with which they're giving up the yardage. It's the big plays. And why? The miscommunication in the secondary. One new member, Stephon Gilmore. And when you look at the video, it's very clear right now what they're doing right here. The bet breakdown, last year, boom, they were number 1 in the league in the fewest points allowed. But look at the big plays. Look at the points given up, the yards per play. And then you look at the play with which they're doing it. It's Stephon Gilmore out there right now. Lack of communication. He doesn't go immediately. All of a sudden, McCourty goes, linebacker goes. They try to compensate for each other. The communication has been off. Consequently, you've gotten big play after big play again. You see it right here. Not sure who to cover. Not sure who's going with who. A bunch set. Again, the miscommunication. Wide open receivers. And you play corner.
Yeah.
What is the problem?
The corners don't like to talk, Coach. We don't like to communicate. We just want our man.
Again, you see it right there. There's a signaling, and they had a lot of time to spend on it this year. And again, easy throws, easy picks right there for the offense. And again, I think when you look at it, they're going against an offense tonight in the Tampa Bay Bucks. They have got Mike Evans. They've got Deshaun Jackson. They get Doug Martin back. A lot of weapons for them. These two defenses are struggling. This could be a high-scoring affair, JB.
You had a singing career, and you tell me you don't like to communicate back there?
Hits.
Hey, folks, the Tampa Bay defense certainly will have its hands full tonight with the NFL's top-rated offense. Time now to check in with Amber Thiel-Harris and her trio of, can we call them gridiron savants from NFL Network?
That's right, Marshall Faulk, Steve Smith, and Michael Irvin. And we look at this Buccaneers defense. They do not have Quan Alexander, Levante David, or T.J. Ward. So I ask you, Marshall, can they stop Tom Brady?
There's a chance. What you have to do is you have to pressure Tom Brady, and you got to force some sacks. And when you can't get sacks, you need to speed him up and just hope that he throw his first interception of the season to you.
How do you get sacks when you're last? Your defense is last at getting sacks. That's what Tampa is right now. And they're last on third down. You either got to get sacks or get them off the football field. And you can't do either one of them. And it's the #1 passing quarterback in the NFL right now. I think they pray.
That means, all that means is you just got to score a lot of points and hope you get lucky and they screw it up.
All right, Tom Brady is 3-0 against the Buccaneers, one of 7 teams he is undefeated against. We'll see if it continues here tonight. JB.
All right, Amber. Well, in off-the-field news earlier today, yogurt maker Dannon announced that they would, quote, no longer work with Carolina Panthers quarterback Cam Newton after this exchange with a female reporter yesterday.
I know you take a lot of pride in seeing your receivers play well. Devin Funchess has seemed to really embrace the physicality of his routes and getting those extra yards. Does that give you a little bit of an enjoyment to see him kind of truck sticking people out there?
It's funny to hear a female talk about routes. Like, it's funny. But fun is coming along, man. We're gonna. This is a big game for him.
And Dannon released the following statement this morning, quote, we are shocked and disheartened at the behavior and comments of Cam Newton towards Jordan Rodrigue, which we perceive as sexist and disparaging to all women, end quote. Panthers coach Ron Rivera referenced the situation at his press conference today.
Well, I think Cam made a mistake. I understand he had a conversation where he pretty much said that he shouldn't have said what he said. And so as far as I'm concerned, what I'd like to do is talk about getting ready for the Detroit Lions, who we play on Sunday.
Turning now to the tragedy in Nevada, we here at CBS and NFL Network would like to send our thoughts and prayers to all of the families of the victims and injured in this mass shooting attack on Sunday in Vegas, in which 58 people lost their lives. A member of the NFL family was one of those lost in this senseless act. Miss Cristiana Duarte, an assistant in the LA Rams training camp and a game day operations employee. She was just 22 years old.
NFL Thursday Night Kickoff is sponsored by Gillette, the best a man can get. And by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Blake Bortles and the Jaguars battle Big Ben and the Steelers. The Ravens run into the Raiders. Fall football is in full swing. Sunday on CBS.
What makes a great parent? I am both a mother and a father. Jack, I love you, but you're a mess.
Turns out you're one dumb mother father.
A new Kevin Can Wait Monday.
And welcome back, everyone, to Tampa. Rookie tight end O.J. Howard caught his first NFL touchdown on Sunday. As a matter of fact, he was wide open on this 58-yard pass, Coach, from Jameis Winston. Howard, one of the many NFL rookies who are making an impact at the quarter point of the season. But the rookie performance of Week 4 has to go to Deshaun Watson. Just 9 months ago, he won a national championship with Clemson right here on this very field. He is now, of course, at the helm of Houston's offense. Watson is this week's razor-sharp rookie, presented by Gillette.
Deshaun Watson makes his first home start today.
I try to bring energy and leadership to this team. I try to do that each and every play.
He throws to the end zone. Touchdown, DeAndre Hopkins.
Houston, we have a quarterback. Touchdown again. Rookie quarterback Deshaun Watson is red hot.
It's always fun to score points. You know, that's why we play offense.
Watson straight ahead. Touchdown, Houston.
He literally changes the culture of your football team.
Touchdown, Houston.
Unbelievable throw by Deshaun Watson.
There's number 5.
Just tied the rookie quarterback record.
Well, you think this kid loves football?
I have a long way to go. You know, it's still early in my career, and just hope to build on it.
Well, a memorable day for sure for Deshaun Watson. But you know what? There are some budding stars emerging from this draft class. And the question is, who is your rookie at the quarter mark of the season?
Deshaun Watson's been fantastic the last 2 weeks, but there's been a tremendous group of rookie running backs. And the lead in that group right now, to me, is going to be Kareem Hunt. He is the running back for the Kansas City Chiefs, the 4-0 Kansas City Chiefs. He's a 3-down back who leads the league in scrimmage yards, leads the league in rushing. He's dynamic out of the backfield, into the backfield. He's a unique skill set, great size, strength, speed, and balance. And you look at the production this guy's had, Prime, he has been so impressive. Considering the fact he never fumbled in college.
Right.
His first play against the New England Patriots, he fumbles. But I'll tell you, that has not slowed him down his first 4 weeks.
Nobody saw that coming.
No, nobody saw that coming. He's your pick for the offensive.
He's my pick at offense as well.
Who's your defensive pick for the offensive?
Tre'Davious White, rookie cornerback for the Buffalo Bills. You talking about corners, baby. This is a corner for you. Defensive rookie of the month. 20 tackles, 1 interception, 8 passes defense. And guess what he did to get my attention? He returned a fumble for a touchdown versus my Atlanta Falcons.
Why does that not surprise me that you would pick a corner?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what.
Because we make the difference, Coach.
Hey, listen, let me tell you something. The Buffalo Bills lead the league in scoring. He is a big part of it. I'll tell you, that's secondary.
Yes, he is.
Because corners do what?
They make the difference.
Much more to come after this.
I knew you'd go cool.
Brady floats into the end zone. Touchdown.
Here comes the great Tom Brady.
What a great job by Winston. We got to protect now. On the road. Do what it takes.
Jameis Winston was the first overall pick in the 2015 NFL Draft. Jameis entered the league amid concerns about his lack of maturity and having faced a sexual assault accusation while at Florida State. He was never charged in that incident. Now at just 23 years of age and with those issues behind him, he is making his 36th NFL start tonight. And according to his coach and teammates, he has exemplified leadership and maturity as the Buccaneers' starting quarterback.
house upon me that's flooded in light.
Yeah, guys.
In the fine print that tell me what's wrong and what's right.
Where I'm from, they say it takes a village to raise a child. I had to do it, Tis. I'm sorry. I try to go home every now and then, but they like coming out here, you know, being in Tampa. Having Jonah as a little brother has really just inspired me to better myself. I'm 14 years older than he is. I was basically in the spotlight as he was growing up. And him being able to see that bonded us closer. I know I'm a role model for my little brother.
That's my J-Boo. He's a daddy's boy. I'm a mama's boy. I got me one the second time. We already knew that he was going to do well, but I never imagined it would be anything like this. He might have got his little speed from me, you know, but yeah.
The one thing that I learned from my mom is don't take anything for granted. We're about to go to a dinner with the military veterans, just giving back to the community, just to go serve the people who have served us.
Where nothing is owed, deserved, or expected.
Yes, sir. No, sir. How you doing? How you doing? Today is all about you. It's not about me. It's about everybody in here besides me, you know, being selfless to serve this country the best you can. So thank y'all so much, and let's eat. Let's eat, all right? Thank you. Yes, sir. Thank you.
We always live by the 3 rules of life. We got to have God, we got to have our education, and we got to have that mentality that we can do anything we put our mind to. And that's what Jameis has been raised on, and that's what he's trying to give to the community and to the other children that's coming up, that you can do whatever you put your mind to.
If you don't believe in yourself, who will? My cousin, my uncle, my brother, they seen me push myself day in and day out. Thank y'all so much. Hey, he's from where we're from, and he's out there living his dream and being successful. Why can't I? I can be anything that I want to be.
Coach, please know those cameras just happen to be there because that's who he is. Yeah. He didn't just do that for the cameras. The resounding thing that comes from Florida State University, from Corey Fuller, guys like Derek Brooks, is this is a constant professional, and he's a born leader. I love everything about this kid, and the upside to him is phenomenal.
You know, Dirk Cutter has said the same thing. He's continued to get more mature with each year, taking on that leadership role, and he is a natural leader. But they both said the same thing when you talked to him this week. How does Jameis Winston go to the next level? Clear and simple. He's got to be more consistent with his decision-making. He's at times gets locked in on receivers, and at times tries to force the ball. I think that's the thing that will separate him. A great opportunity tonight to go against his idol, Tom Brady, who he's never met. He's never met Tom Brady, and he said,
well,
you know,
beat him tonight.
He wasn't sure what he was going to say to Tom Brady when he met him because he had watched him growing up. So it's ironic on this field, biggest game out of Tampa Bay, probably in the last couple of years, a statement game, so to speak, that he's got a chance to go against his idol. And right now, this is an opportunity for the Tampa Bay Bucs.
Comes from Bessemer, Alabama, the same hometown as Bo Jackson, the greatest athlete ever.
And, you know, the one thing you worry about is that Deshaun Jackson did not get the ball early. You know, get him the ball early, Jameis. I would just say this to you. Let everything else play it out. Don't get locked in and trying to please too many people. Let the defense dictate where you go. Don't predetermine where you go. And that's how he gets to that next level.
It was impressive to see his growing leadership and maturity last night at chapel service, where the coaches and players were all looking at him with reverence, and the kid accepts that responsibility. Impressive indeed. All right, folks, we'll come back with more from here at Raymond James Stadium after this.
Want to stay up to date? Hey Siri, show me the football schedule. NFL Thursday Night Kickoff is sponsored by Bounty, the quicker picker-upper. Sprint works for me. And by by Progressive Insurance, handing off big savings to you.
Back here on a beautiful evening here in Tampa, and you know what? It's an understatement to say that the Buccaneers had their fair share of problems with the kicking game on Sunday, but when it mattered most, they delivered a happy ending.
Point after touchdown, Nick Folk, the spot. This kick is no good. Kick is airborne. It is long enough, and it is no good. Good snap. Here's the kick. It's gotten away. Line drive kick. Plenty of leg, and it is no good. Missed another. Nick Folk will attempt to win this ball game. Here's the kick. Airborne. Plenty of leg. It is good, and the Bucs have beaten the New York Giants. Nick Folk delivers the game winner.
Well, there is the guy, as most folks were at least wiping their brow about, huh?
You know, the one thing with R.J. Feely, who's a kicking expert for us, you know, Jay talked to him and said, listen, last week it was a wet ball, heavy ball, and he kind of overcompensated. I watched him here in the pregame prime tonight. He looked pretty good kicking the ball as you drive field out here tonight.
Ain't nobody rushing. Nobody rushing.
No pressure, we'll see. But he looked pretty good kicking the football.
So as you talk about trying to correct those actions, and Coach, I know oftentimes they are dismissive about them, but take a look at some of the other elements that will come into play tonight.
We have no Rob Gronkowski. He was deactivated, pulled a quad in practice yet on Wednesday. And now Dwayne Allen, we got him in the offseason from Indianapolis Colts. This is an opportunity for him to shine. Also, rookie Jacob Hollister from Wyoming. Here's a rookie, a free agent they signed. So those two are the only two tight ends that they're going to have for Tom Brady, who likes a tight end in that offense.
Tom Brady is phenomenal. All the accolades you could say, 40 years old and still playing lights out. This guy still has the #1 offense in the NFL, and he's throwing to Brandon Cooks. Luckiest man alive. Went from Drew Brees to Tom Brady. 13 receptions, 294 yards, 2 TDs, game-winning touchdown versus Houston in Week 3, and they need him to pay dividends tonight.
Here's a scrutiny could be on Stephon Gilmore. A lot of the attention has gone to him with these missed communications they've had, breakdowns in coverage. They will pick on him tonight. He has to show up big, look for a little more zone instead of man-to-man.
You can look at this one of two ways. Malcolm Butler on Sunday versus Carolina had team-high 8 tackles. That means a lot of guys are catching balls, or he's playing really, really well. And he had his first interception of the season last week.
A nice snippet look at some of the elements that will come into play tonight. Much more coming your way after this.
Let's go! Let's go! Who's ready to start the show? Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
Thank you for watching NFL Thursday Night Kickoff, presented by Gillette.
Starts right here in the great state of Florida. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers host the Super Bowl champion New England Patriots. It's time to light the night up.
It's Thursday night, sun's going down. It's what you feel when you light this down. The skies will open, stars will shine bright. We won't forget what happens tonight. I'll go left, you'll go right. We will meet in the end. I know that trip tonight, 'cause I feel it again. We won't stop till we're there, and our feet hit the ground. We're cheering tonight, and we're loving the sound. Let's go! We will light the night up.
Thursday Night Football, and here we go. Brady to the end zone, magnificent.
Can you believe that?
Welcome to NFL Thursday Night Kickoff, presented by Progressive Insurance.
Well, the pirate ship is packed with Buccaneers faithful who are hoping to cheer their team on to victory against the defending Super Bowl New England champion Patriots. All right, folks, Jameis Winston and the Buccaneers have won 6 straight at home dating back to last season. Tonight, he hopes to lead Tampa to the top of the NFC South standings in what is shaping up to be one of the league's more compelling divisions. One of Winston's favorite targets is his 6'5" wideout Mike Evans. The Pro Bowl receiver has caught 14 touchdowns since the start of last season. That's tied for second in the NFL. legendary quarterback Tom Brady, the league's oldest quarterback, yet he's guiding the NFL's top offense, and at 40 years of age, as we've mentioned, showing no signs of slowing down, as evidenced by his 10 touchdowns and no picks. Brady will be without his go-to receiver, tight end Rob Gronkowski. He's out with a thigh injury tonight. So New England head coach Bill Belichick is all too familiar with this situation. Last season, Belichick engineered an 11-0 record without Gronk in the lineup. And hello, everyone. I'm James Brown alongside my go-to guys. They will be Bill Cowher, winning coach of Super Bowl 40, and the Hall of Famer Deion Sanders. And how about this scenario? Who would have thought the Patriots would be trailing the Jets and, of course, Bills in the AFC East at this point of the season?
Well, JB, Bill Belichick in his 18 seasons and in New England, he's been 2-2 4 times. And you know what? It really hasn't turned out that bad. When you look at what he's done in those 4 times, he's gone to the Super Bowl and won it twice and gone to the playoffs 2 other times. So he's been down this road before. But listen, their defense is dead last.
Right.
They are next to the last and 31st in points allowed. And why? Because they're giving up a lot of big plays and miscommunication in the secondary. So I talked to Bill even last night. They're going to play more zone tonight. They don't want to give up the big plays, the easy plays. But he's going up against a Tampa Bay offense, Prime. Jameis Winston, this guy's not too bad at home right now. We talked about winning 6 in a row. But look at his numbers right here. At home, 14 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, and he's getting up some people back tonight. He's got some weapons. Doug Martin comes back. They've got a pretty good offensive football team as well.
He has Deshaun Jackson and Mike Evans and Doug Martin come back. But the problem is, Coach, when I walked in here tonight, I looked up to the scoreboard and I saw 32 points for the New England Patriots. So that means to tell me that Jameis Winston must put up 33 to even have a shot at winning this game. See, everybody's making a big deal about this Patriots defense and how horrendous they are, and they are. But the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense, they're 30th amongst the league. That's not good. They can't get off the field on 3rd downs. They have 1 sack on the season, Coach. 1 sack. So that means that Tom Brady is going to be sitting back there having a picnic and a party tonight, Coach.
The other thing that came up here Wednesday, Rob Gronkowski pulled a quad muscle, so he's not going to play tonight. That opens up the door for Dwayne Allen, and Hollister, the rookie. But there are so many weapons that Tom Brady has to pick from. James White, Amendola, Brendan Cooks, as we talked about before. It won't be no problem overcoming Gronk.
Hey, Deion's well known for looking at players and coaches in the eyes. So you're telling me you looked at the scoreboard in the eyes?
The scoreboard. It's had 32 up there when we walked in.
For more on the Tampa defense and their plans to contain Tom Brady, let's send it over to our Tracy Wolfson.
Well, JB, I am going to talk to you about the anticipation here from Tampa Bay. This is probably the most anticipated game here since that 2008 playoff game. I actually just had a chance to speak with head coach Dirk Cutter, who said this is a big one. But guys, they know that they can make a statement against the defending champs. And I had a chance to catch up with the star defensive tackle, Gerald McCoy, who can't wait for this one.
We got another opportunity to protect our house. I've said it numerous times this year. The formula to getting in the playoffs is to be undefeated at home and split on the road. We know we got the champs coming to town, and you respect them, but you don't fear them. And we got to go at them full speed and just show that we are one of those teams, too.
Well, I just watched a little while ago Jameis Winston amongst his teammates just telling them this is our time. You can bet they are all fired up for this one, hoping to make a statement tonight, JB.
Well, you know what? Jameis certainly has looked for this kind of big stage. He had it in college, anxious for it now. Deion, take it.
See, that's a born leader right there. You see the sweat. You see him, the energy. You see the charisma. And these guys believe in Jameis Winston, and Jameis Winston believed in these guys. But what's evident tonight, Deshaun Jackson has to stand up and make a difference tonight in this football game.
That was a great interview that Tracy had right there, because I'll tell you what, McCoy is a wrecker. He can push the pocket in the pocket. On the other side of the ball right now, defense for New England, they have got issues. You talked about the secondary. They also have a lack of a pass rush. I know Bill and Matt Patricia, the defensive coordinator, they know that what they have to do is increase and do a better job. Statistically speaking, this team is not where they want to be or need to be. Again, 31st in points allowed. Yards per pass attempt last. Passing yards per game last. Total yards per game. A lot of big plays. Brady breakdowns in communication. Look for them to run the ball in this game and play a little bit more zone, not beat themselves.
Coach, is it the scheme or the personnel?
Oh, I think it's they got personnel. They got to now match the scheme to it. Stephon Gilmore has had breakdowns. He's not processing some of the calls as quickly as they would like. They will work through this. I think this team is not indicative. Those numbers are not indicative of how good this team could be.
As we saw that shot of a composed Tom Brady walking on the field and now through the tunnel, folks, that is sustained excellence personified in number 12. We'll see what he has up his sleeve. He always has an answer. Still to come, we'll find out who our guys are all taking in tonight's segment pick. It'll be a little raucous as Dion welcomes down his colleagues from NFL Network. That after this.
Tom Brady delivers in the clutch.
To Raymond James Stadium, where we are just about 15 minutes away from kickoff here in Tampa. A perfect time for our guys to give their picks as we welcome in our guys from NFL Network. I'm going to go to the other end. We got Dion, we got Coach, we got Irv, and you know what? If I was doing a championship boxing match, who is that guy next to you?
Oh, he's the man.
That will be Steve Smith Sr., no question about it, and Marshall Faulk. Take it away, Dion.
Hey, guys.
Go ahead.
Marsh, you're going to start this pick. You know, we're the host, so we're going to let the NFL Network guys start
that's
this pick.
Cool. I'm going with New England. It's all about righting the ship. They have a ship in here. 34-28. I'm taking the Patriots.
A lot of play on words. I like that. Righting the ship.
Steve? I'm going with Tampa Bay 37. And can't stop a nosebleed with multiple boxes of tissue, New England 35.
Boy, that's going to be interesting, man, because I think this game is going to be tight in about 28-28, and that's when New England pulls away and wins the game 36-28.
I really like this suit.
Stop lying, Coach. Stop lying.
I want to say this. I'm going to go 24-23 New England. Nick Folk misses a field goal at the very end of this game. He did kick the ball well before the game, but I'm saying a Nick Folk missed field goal, 24-23 New England.
See, if this was The Price is Right, I'd be mad at Michael Irvin because I think he looked at my paper.
Why?
Okay, because he's just trying to get one up on. Let me tell you something. Did you not understand this is the worst defense in the 30th ranked defense that's here tonight? So I'm going New England 40, not 40, 40, Tampa Bay 27.
Steve, now, Dion normally looks at players' eyes and coaches' eyes. What do you look at to be so confident about who you're picking tonight? What do you look at?
Neither one of them can cover anybody. They have too many mistakes.
Receiver, JB. He's going to say
something out there.
That's it for us. We'll see you back after the game.
He's a receiver.
Marshall, right the ship. Right the ship.
You like that one?
I used to be John Cleese. Now, I was invited here to talk today about football. Much to my despair, I've just discovered it's American football. Now, I'm so confused because I've watched this. And lots and lots of overweight men line up in a row, and then one of them takes the ball in his hands and passes it back through his legs. A sort of bizarre Californian birthing ceremony, and the man behind him takes it in his hand and throws it with his hand to someone who catches it in their hands, you see? And then everyone gets terribly excited, and the man with the ball jumps up and down and does a silly dance because finally somebody's going to kick the bloody ball. Why do you call it football? It's handball. And then I saw the light. Well, actually, what your lords of the telly call a promo for a game involving two items I actually know something about. Sir Winston Churchill, the greatest of all Englishmen, cigar-smoking leader of men, apparently has a close namesake, Sir Winston of Tampa, ready to make a name for himself against New England, the team with the quarterback with a supermodel wife and a bloke called Gronk. You can thank me later, America, but first get a warm beer and plop down on the settee for the New England Patriots at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on Thursday Night Football. It's going to be a cracker. Apparently.
home, the Buccaneers taking the field in what many are calling down here the biggest regular season home game in years. The Super Bowl champions are in town. It's New England and Tampa Bay coming up on Thursday Night Football. Hello, friends. Jim Nance, Tony Romo, Tracy Wilson, Jay Feely. You've heard the news by now that Rob Gronkowski is inactive for this game. He's out with a thigh injury. We're going to have more on this in just a short while from Tracy Wolfson. But let me bring in my teammate. He's a full go here tonight and in uniform. And Tony, we've been here for a couple of days. There is a lot of excitement in this town about this game.
As there should be. There's electricity in the air around here, and you can tell coming in today. There's benchmark games in the NFL. This is one for Tampa Bay. They haven't had a benchmark win in a long time. If they get one tonight, you're going to feel it.
And now Tom Brady gets word he's without his favorite target. This has happened 31 times now. He's missed games, but they're asking Brady to do a lot with his defense struggling so mightily.
They are, but if anybody can do it, it's number 12, Tom Brady. He loses pieces, lose Edelman, you lose Gronkowski. They lost Deion Lewis before. This guy has a way of just putting the team on his back and carrying them. And you know all about their defense right now. They're struggling. This guy right here, he needs to carry this football team.
On the other side, when we talked to Jameis Winston this week, he was so excited he's going to be on the same field as Tom Brady. What about Jameis tonight?
As he should be. I can remember when I was a kid, I went on the field and Brett Favre was on the other sideline. And it was just such a big game. It was a night game, and I could feel that energy, and it was a special experience for me. And I tell you, tonight he knows it's a primetime game. He's excited as he's ever been playing a football game.
Let's take a look here, Tony, at the TNF Stars presented by Progressive Insurance. And these guys just need more time on the national stage for people to fully appreciate Mike Evans and Gerald McCoy. Let's talk Evans first.
Mike Evans, this guy, for those of you who haven't watched him, watch him. He's special. One of the top 4 or 5 receivers in the game for sure. He's a red zone scoring machine. He can high point the ball. He's faster than he was when he was younger. He's lost 20 pounds. It's going to be fun watching him catch some fast. And Gerald McCoy, one of the fastest 3 techniques in the game. You're going to see him in the backfield a few times today, Jim. He's really good off the ball, although I think he's the only guy that can rush the passer on that team.
Patriot stars to look out for. James White coming off a 10-catch performance on Sunday. Hightower, he's gimpy, but he's on the field tonight.
Well, you see 2 guys who do it all for their respective sides of the ball. James White, they put him outside the numbers. He runs routes against cornerbacks. They hand him the ball. They let him get up and block. He's the guy that Brady loves to go in clutch situations right now.
And Hightower?
Hightower is the same thing. They put him out at defensive end. He rushes against an offensive tackle. Then they move him to Mike linebacker, and they act like he's Luke Kuechly. This guy comes up with big plays. You saw it in the Super Bowl last year. They ask him to do a lot, and they need him today.
All right, it's electric here. Buccaneers hosting the Patriots. Kickoff coming up next on Thursday Night Football.
Thank you for watching the NFL Thursday Night Kickoff Show. Presented by Progressive Insurance.